Hello and welcome to the Colorado Rockies franchise, here on opening day as the Rockies take on the Dodgers in game number 1 of a 4-game series. Pitchers for today will be German Marquez for the Colorado Rockies taking on the reigning Cy Young, and newly acquired Trevor Bauer for the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Rockies opening day starter German Marquez through 13 starts in 2020 was 4-6 with a 3.75 ERA and a 1.26 WHIP. He also had a 3.28 FIP and was worth 2.3 WAR. Getting things started here for the Dodgers, Mookie Betts lead things off by walking. But German Marquez would bounce back by getting McKinstry to ground into a 6-4-3 double play as we take a look at the Dodgers opening day lineup. Following Betts and McKinstry, they got Justin Turner batting third and playing third, Cody Bellinger in center, Corey Seager at short, Will Smith behind the plate and batting sixth, Max Muncy at first, A.J. Pollock in left, rounding things out, the DH Edwin Rios. Justin Turner, now with 2 away, would flare to left field for a base hit, hoping to start some 2-out rally here for the Dodgers on opening day. Cody Bellinger, though, would strike out at a fastball, 98 miles per hour on the outside corner. As Tapia would lead off the Rockies and drive one to left field here, it would carry but die right at the wall as Pollock makes the play. Taking a look at the Rockies lineup, we got Raimel Tapia, Trevor Story, Charlie Blackmon, C.J. Cron, the DH, batting fourth, Ryan McMahon, Josh Fuentes, Sam Hilliard, Brendan Rodgers, and rounded things out, Dom Nunez, the catcher. Trevor Story now ground up the middle for the Rockies' first hit on the season. And I want to know what you guys think we should do with Trevor Story below again. Should we let him walk in free agency and extend the qualifying offer to get a draft pick compensation? Or should we trade him at the trade deadline? Or should we just extend him? So tell me what you guys think below. The runner on first, Blackmon would swing and miss at a cutter as there would be 2 down now for C.J. Cron. C.J. Cron would drive it to right field, but not getting anything on that as Mookie Betts ends the bottom of the first for the Rockies. Corey Seager would get things started by beating the shift with a ground ball to right field. Will Smith would give one a drive, but just miss a home run here as it would die on the warning track as Tapia puts him away for out number 1. German Marquez would strike out Max Muncy and strike out A.J. Pollock, avoiding any damage from that leadoff base hit. Ryan McMahon here in the bottom of the second in a full count would get things started by walking. Following that, Josh Fuentes would swing and miss at a slider out of the zone, striking out. And Sam Hilliard would ground to the third baseman for a 5-4-3 double play to end the Rockies' bottom of the second. Edwin Rios in a full count here in the top of the third would chop it to the third baseman who's in the shift and be retired for the first out. Mookie Betts would ground it down the first baseline, beating the shift as this would roll for a while. And Blackmon would run it down, but not before Mookie could run all the way to third and slide in with a triple, a 1-out triple here. And McKinstry would just fly or bloop it right over there to right field in front of Blackmon, and there's not much you can do about that as the Dodgers take an early 1-0 lead as Justin Turner strikes out to get 2 away. Bellinger drives it to left, but this would hook foul. By 3.8 feet, he misses a home run. That's pretty close. And later in the at-bat, he would swing at a slider out of the zone for out number 3. Now look away now if you don't want to see a massacre here as Bauer strikes out Rodgers, strikes out Nunez. And what do you think is going to happen here with Tapia? Oh, you had enough time to guess. He's going to strike out as well as Bauer strikes out the side here in the bottom of the third. Corey Seager, leading things off, would strike out as we see 4 straight strikeouts now in this game. Will Smith, though, would line it to left, finally getting a hit. That was 113 miles per hour at the bat as Marquez has a wild pitch here and putting the runner in scoring position. It gets Muncy to swing and miss a fastball out of the zone. And with 2 away, Pollock would swing and miss as the strikeouts continue to rack up in this game for both teams, as Trevor Story would continue that trend by striking out at the fastball on the inside corner, looking. Charlie Blackmon, though, would get a 1-out walk, hoping to start things for the Rockies. Need some runs here. And with 2 on, McMahon would get hit by a pitch, loading the bases for Josh Fuentes. Fuentes rounds it down the third baseline for a base hit here as 2 are going to score, but Pollock will throw out McMahon at third. He makes a questionable decision there. Don't know what he was thinking, as it just takes the Rockies really out of the inning as Hilliard now swings and misses at a fastball, ending the bottom of the fourth. But the Rockies take a 2-1 lead here. Top of the fifth here, Rios would crush one, and that would tie the game back up at 2 right away as we take a slow motion replay. Look at this. Wow, that's a shot. Is that the third deck? Nope, just misses out on the third deck there. 107 miles per hour at the bat, 451 feet. Rios just crushed that one here at Coors. Mookie Betts chop it into the shift as Rogers would make a nice play, getting the first out. Now McKinstry in a 3-2 count would pop out to the first baseman, Fuentes. Justin Turner would end the top of the fifth by grounding to Brendan Rodgers here for the third out, which would lead to Rodgers coming to bat to start the bottom of the fifth, and he would strike out yet again. Now Nunez would chop it to the third baseman. Justin Turner would make a nice easy play. Now 2 away. Raimel Tapia. 2-2 count would ground to Seager and a hard ground ball, but Seager makes the play. As that would be all for Marquez. Ben Bowden, the number 15 prospect in the Rockies system and number 4 pitching prospect, would make his debut here by walking Cody Bellinger. And we follow that up by doing walking Corey Seager. So now with 2 on, nobody out, Bowden needs some luck here as he gets a nasty swing there. I don't know what he was watching there for his first career strikeout, and he needed it. The Rockies needed it. Now Muncy ground into a 4-6-3 double play as Bowden gets out of the sixth, gets out of the jam he created. David Price would come in now for Trevor Bauer as both starters would exit the game. Price, the former starter in the bullpen, hopes to have a good season after opting out last year. Trevor Story would greet him by hitting a home run of his own as the Rockies take a 3-2 lead here. Price struggling to start things off, walks Charlie Blackmon, but gets Crone to ground into a 5-4-3 double play to 2 away now here in the bottom of the sixth. Ryan McMahon would walk yet again. With 2 outs now, Fuentes hoping to do something would swing at a cutter inside, getting tied up to end the bottom of the sixth. But not before Trevor Story would give the Rockies a lead here with a solo home run. We head to the top of the seventh. Estevez would enter for the Rockies. 26 games last year, 24 innings pitched. Not the greatest stats, but hoping to bounce back this year as he gets a ground ball to Trevor Story to start things off. It hits Rios, which, coming off of him hitting the home run, that's kind of questionable. Gets a fly out here from Mookie to Hilliard. 2 away. And McKinstry with a walk, putting 2 on for the dangerous Justin Turner in a full count. Strikeout looking at a fastball. We get to the bottom of the seventh. Daza would pinch hit for Hilliard here as we do not want the lefty facing David Price. We bring in the righty. What would Daza do? Nothing. Just strike out at a fastball. Continuing the monster strikeout game from the Dodgers pitching staff is they just keep racking them up and up. Wonder how many they'll finish with as the side gets struck up by Price here. Oliver Perez, the newly signed Rocky, would enter the game. 21 games last year was pretty good. Rockies are needing to be good here as they're looking to try to hold this lead and bridge to the closer. But Bellinger has other plans. He hits a monster home. This is the furthest home run yet. That's the third deck for sure. It was, I believe, 461 feet. Perez shaking a little bit now. Walks Corey Seager. It gets Will Smith swinging here at the sinker. Away. Perez gets Muncy to ground it right back to him. He makes a nice little athletic play there at the age of 39, getting out of the inning. But the game is now tied at 3-3. Tapia gets caught looking. Trevor Story swings and misses as that is 5 straight strikeouts for the Rockies. Charlie Blackmon in a full count. Strikes out looking. 6 straight strikeouts for David Price. Rockies are calling their closer, Daniel Bard. Not a save situation, but he will not have a chance to enter the game any later as you can't really get a save, you know. The home team will have to walk it off to win now. Bard gets strikeout here on A.J. Pollock to start things off. Edwin Rios in a full count now. Here in the top of the ninth would walk Bar loses a little control there with that slider, and Dodgers call on Chris Taylor to pinch run. Mookie Betts grounded to the first baseman Fuentes, who makes a nice play as they turn a 3-6-3 double play. Rockies looking to walk things off versus Price, but Price continuing to dominate them. Strikes out yet another Colorado Rocky. McMahon gets a hold of one, but just misses walking it off here with a home run. And with 2 away, Fuentes strikes out as another Rocky strikeout. Rockies calling Robert Stevenson out of the pen, the former Cincinnati Red. Hope to, shut down the Dodgers here, but with the new extra inning rule, runner starts on second. It was implemented last year, and he walks McKinstry to start things off and throws a wild pitch. Put runners at second and third. Justin Turner grounds it to Rogers, who knocks it down at the infield end, and all he could do is get the out at first there. Lucky they even got one. Stevenson bounces back here, striking out Bellinger and striking out Seager to get out of it. Kenley Jansen would enter in the bottom of the 10th here, hoping to shut down the Rockies and give the Dodgers an opening day win. Daza would ground it to the shortstop Seager, make a nice play for the first out and a full count there as he worked it. Rogers again in a full count with a walk, and making Kenley Jansen at least work. Nunez now strikes out looking at the cutter as the Rockies are down to their last out, which is Tapia. Story sitting on deck in a 3-1 count. Tapia grounds it up the middle, but that would be it as the Dodgers win 4-3 here on opening day. Got to give credit to the Dodgers pitching staff as they continue to just strike out Rocky after Rocky there. Not much you can really do as Price in 4 innings struck out 9 Rockies. That's ridiculous. Betts at the triple to start, things off. Bellinger with a monster home run. Bauer with 8. Look at that, 18 strikeouts. That's pretty ridiculous. You can't be doing that expecting to win as you're already not a good pitching team in total. But yeah, 18 strikeouts there. Not a good day overall. Story with 2 hits, including that home run. Marquez was okay. Penn was all right, but just can't strike out that much, like I said. We'll jump ahead to game number 2 of this 4-game series between the Rockies and Dodgers. Rockies will have John Gray on the mound here for game number 2 as Mookie Betts starts things off with a leadoff double. Kinstry would walk. Justin Turner would hit a 3-run homer, putting the Rockies behind really quickly. Still nobody out. Bellinger walks. Seager walks. Will Smith bunts. Max Muncy hits another 3-run homer, the second of the first inning. Gray is really struggling here early. Rios would walk, and finally Gray gets out of it. Clayton Kershaw would start game number 2 for the Dodgers, facing the Rockies on it pretty similar to yesterday. Chris Owings out in left, though, and Diaz behind the plate as we have our platoon going on, with a couple positions. But Rockies would not do anything here in the bottom of the first. Kinstry would double. John Gray still out here struggling. And Corey Seager hits a 2-run homer, the third home run of the game for the Dodgers, as that would be all for John Gray. Chichi here later in the 6th as he bridged. He's giving up more and more runs here. He's just trying to, bridge the game along as this game's already out of control. Rockies down 12-0. Get a run out here from Diaz with a base hit, but at least they chase Kershaw and get to the Dodgers pen. Kinley entering in the 8th here would load the bases and give up a 3-run double. And that's not all, as the Dodgers continue to pour it on with yet another 3-run homer and a back-to-back home runs, down 19-1. This game's already a wash. Kindly can barely get out of the inning. Dodgers scoring 19 runs. You're not going to win games doing that. Rockies had no offense, no pitching. That was just a terrible game. We'll just have to throw that one away. But not before Kindly. We're actually going to option him down to the AAA here after that performance. We already saw enough. If you watched the roster introduction, you knew I wasn't very high on him anyway. We'll call up Yancy Almonte here to the majors. Throw him in the pen. Get a fresh arm. Game number 3, we got Austin Gomber, the guy we acquired, or one of the guys we acquired in the Nolan Arenado trade with the Cardinals. And Trevor Story getting on here. Steals a base. but the Rockies strand him there. Gomber gets got there by Muncy for a solo home run, giving the Dodgers a 1-0 lead there in the third. Walker Buehler cruising here a little bit into the fourth, but gives up a 2-run homer from Fuentes. So the Rockies take a 2-1 lead. First and third here, Gomber gives up a 2-run double there. The Dodgers take the lead right back, 3-2. Bases loaded, Gomber gets pulled there as Michael Givens comes in and bails him out, keeping this a 1-run game. Almonte would make his debut, getting a 1-2-3 inning there, already proving to be useful. Kenley Jansen would end the Rockies' day, getting the save as they take 3 of 4 guaranteed already. Not a good day not a good series at all really from the Rockies. They're struggling all around. Now they're looking to avoid a 4-game sweep. Heading into game number 4, Antonio Senzatella on the mound would give up a one-out walk and a stolen base, but would avoid any damage getting out of the inning. Julio Urias would start for the Dodgers and get out of his first inning pretty quickly. Bases loaded here, nobody out for Senzatella, but somehow he only ends up giving him 1 run out of that. Lucky here. Moving on to the top of the fourth, they grind into a double play, the Dodgers that is, to not score any runs. Owings gets a base hit and steals here in the bottom of the fifth. And luckily, Garrett Hampson, the number 9 hitter there, would hit a 3-run homer, giving the Rockies a 3-1 lead here. Some hope. Oliver Perez really could use a bounce-back game here, and he does. He has his bounce-back inning there. Gets out of inning and moves on, keeps a 3-1 lead. David Price, we're facing him again. That's not good. He killed us last time. Stevenson enters, gives up a double and a single as the Dodgers chip into this lead, making it a 1-run lead. Bardon for a save chance here. Gets a strikeout, but with 2 on, gives up a single to load the bases and a sac fly as he blows the save. The Dodgers would opt to leave David Price in. Trevor Story gets a base hit and steals. CJ Kronsingel's moving in the third, and Diaz would walk things off as the Rockies avoid the sweep. The 4-game sweep, they at least snag 1 game. Lucky to even get that, I guess. Hampson with that 3-run homer. Chris Owings, 2 for 3. Not a bad day from him. And we got back for Price at least a little there after what he did to us in game number 1 on opening day. Well, at least we avoided the sweep. And next time we'll be taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks in a 3-game series, hoping to do better. So we'll see you then. See you next time.